It was a crisp autumn morning, and the golden sun spread its warm glow over quiet suburban streets. The air carried a faint scent of cinnamon and burning leaves, signaling the change of seasons. Emily sat at her kitchen table, the soft clink of her spoon stirring her coffee breaking the peaceful silence. Her magazine lay open, forgotten, as her mind wandered. Life had settled into a gentle rhythm, perhaps too gentle, since she married Mark. They had crafted a beautiful life. Serene weekends, a cozy home, dinners with friends, and even slow Sunday hikes. Mark was the kind of husband many women dream of, dependable, always putting her happiness before his. Yet, despite this, Emily felt an emptiness, a longing she couldn't quite define. Her gaze drifted to the gallery wall behind her, filled with photographs from trips to the mountains, dinner parties, and their wedding day. All memories of joy, all real, but something felt absent, not in the pictures themselves, but within her. As she took another sip of coffee, her phone buzzed. She glanced at it, expecting another group chat notification or a newsletter. Instead, the message read, "I'm back in town. Can we meet? Jake." Her hand froze. Jake, her ex-husband, a man she hadn't seen in nearly 10 years. Her heart skipped a beat, and a flood of memories rushed back. Their first kisses in the rain, barefoot dances in the kitchen, heated arguments followed by passionate apologies. Their love had been wild, all-consuming, and ultimately destructive. They'd married too young, too quickly. She was barely 21 when they said, "I do," believing that love alone could fix everything. But love couldn't pay bills or heal emotional wounds. After 3 intense years, they'd parted ways, each determined to start fresh. Emily stared at the message. The responsible part of her screamed, "Delete it." But a quieter voice, a voice long buried, whispered, "What if?" Later that day, after much internal debate, she replied. They arranged to meet that evening at a cozy cafe nestled between bookstores and art galleries. Emily wore a beige coat, her hair loose, trying not to overthink the moment. As she neared the cafe, she spotted him, Jake. He looked older, more grounded, but still carried that same effortless confidence. When their eyes met, something stirred deep inside her chest. "Emily," he said, rising from his seat. His voice was as familiar as ever. "Jake," she replied, her smile nervous. Their hug was brief, but filled with unspoken emotion. Over coffee, they talked about life, their dreams, the people they had become. They laughed over old memories, and for a moment, it felt as though no time had passed. Jake had traveled the world, pursued photography, and never remarried. Emily shared her passion for painting, her work displayed in a local gallery, and the life she had built with Mark. She spoke cautiously, carefully, leaving out certain details. As the evening wore on, Jake reached out and gently touched her hand. "I've thought about you often," he admitted. Her heart fluttered. That night, Emily couldn't stop thinking about him. She told herself it was just nostalgia, but her heart was restless. A week later, they met again, and then again. Each time, the emotional intimacy deepened. They didn't cross any physical lines at first, but emotionally, she had already crossed into dangerous territory. Mark noticed a shift. He began asking questions, soft but persistent. "Are you okay?" "You seem distant." "Just busy," she lied, telling him work had been hectic. But the guilt gnawed at her. Jake made her feel things she hadn't felt in years, desired, heard, alive. One afternoon, he kissed her. The world seemed to spin, but she didn't pull away. That evening, Mark greeted her with dinner and her favorite wine. The contrast between the two men left her torn. Days turned to weeks, and the affair deepened. They spent afternoons by lakesides, drove to nearby towns under the pretense of art scouting, even checked into boutique hotels under fake names. Jake had become her escape. Then one evening, Jake said, "Leave with me? Let's go somewhere new. Start over." Emily stared at him, her heart pounding. "I can't just leave my life behind." "But are you truly happy?" he asked. She had no answer. The pressure mounted at home. Mark's concern grew into suspicion when he found one of Jake's notes tucked in her sketchbook. "Who is he?" Mark asked, his voice tinged with pain. That was the breaking point. Emily confessed everything. Mark's heartbreak was palpable. He moved into the guest room, and the silence in their home became unbearable. Jake tried to console her, but she couldn't ignore the chaos she created. In the following weeks, Emily distanced herself from both men. She needed space to think. She started journaling, reflecting, painting. One day, she visited her favorite art supply store. The elderly shopkeeper, Mrs. Hawthorne, noticed her troubled expression. "Whatever it is, dear, let the canvas carry the weight. It never judges." That night, Emily began painting again, not for shows or exhibitions, but for herself. Her work grew raw, more honest. With every brushstroke, she began to understand the root of her restlessness. It wasn't Jake. It wasn't even Mark. It was her. She had lost herself in the roles of wife, artist, woman. She had chased passion, believing it would bring fulfillment. But what she truly longed for was purpose, connection with herself. 3 months later, she invited Mark to her studio. The walls were lined with canvases, some abstract, others painfully clear. "These are incredible," he said, visibly moved. "They're my truth," she replied. "I don't expect things to go back to how they were, but I want to try, if you still want to." Mark looked at her, the hurt still there but softened. "I don't know how to trust you again. I'll earn it, one day at a time." Jake left town soon after. He sent her one last message. "I hope you find what you're looking for. Always, Jake." Emily didn't reply, not because she didn't care, but because she had finally chosen herself. Over the next year, Emily and Mark went to therapy. They started small, sharing coffee again, taking long walks, laughing at silly movies. The scars remained, but so did the love. Emily continued painting, and her new collection was titled Unraveled, a journey of mistakes, truth, and redemption. At the opening night of her exhibit, she stood beside Mark, hand in hand, not searching for something outside herself, but having found her way back home.